Amazing God. Trusting God when life twists and turns. This week, Moses in the burning bush.
Hello, and welcome to Blackhawk Kids. I'm Mr. Tom, and I'm so glad you are here. Today, we are learning about trusting God. Trusting God means choosing to believe that God knows what is best and that He will take care of us because He loves us. God will do what He says He's going to do, even when life twists and turns along the way. Our big idea today is that we can trust God no matter what. Get ready, because it's going to be an amazing day.
Stand up. It's time for our Bible verse.
Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Joshua 1:9.
Take a seat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time for a true story from the Bible.
It is my grandson's birthday soon, and I'd like to send him a special message. Let's see. How could I get a message to him? Well, I could call him on the phone, or I could send him a card in the mail, or I could drive to his house, ring his doorbell, and talk to him. In today's story, God has a special message for a man named Moses. You'll have to watch and see how God sends this message. It might surprise you. Moses was an Israelite. An Israelite was someone from Abraham's family, part of God's special chosen family. Let's hear more of Moses' story from the Bible, found in the book of Exodus, chapters 2 through 4. Watch this.
Stories of the Bible. Moses and the burning bush. This is Moses. Moses was an Israelite boy born in Egypt in a time when Israelite boys were not supposed to live.
Wait, huh?
The Israelites were slaves to the Egyptians. But God had a special plan for Moses,
Oh, wait?
and he spent his childhood in the palace of the Pharaoh. You see, when Moses grew up, he made a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
Pharaoh found out what Moses had done, and he tried to have Moses killed.
Ah!
So Moses ran away from Egypt. He stopped in the land of Midian,
Ah.
and 7 sisters came to the well to give water to their father's flock. Some shepherds came to drive them away,
Hey, you.
but Moses stood up for the women.
Hey. Now there.
Now these sisters were the daughters of the Midianite priest named Jethro. When Jethro heard what Moses did for his daughters, he sent for Moses. So Moses came to live among the Midianites, and he married Zipporah, one of Jethro's daughters.
Huh?
Meanwhile, back in Egypt, the old Pharaoh died, but he was replaced by a new Pharaoh who continued to treat the Israelites poorly.
Oh, man.
The Israelites cried out to God because of the terrible things that the Pharaoh made them do. God heard these people and knew it was time to act. One day, Moses was tending Jethro's flock when an angel of the Lord appeared to Moses through a burning bush that would not burn up.
What? Oh.
Moses stopped to look at the bush, and he heard the voice of God say, "Moses, Moses."
Hello?
God then told Moses how sad he was because of the suffering of his people. He told Moses that he wanted to do something about it, and he wanted Moses to be the one to do it.
Oh, me?
But Moses did not think he was the right person to go. God said, "I will be with you."
Morning.
But Moses said that he wouldn't know the right thing to say to the people. So God said to tell the people that God himself had sent him and promised Moses that his plan would be fulfilled through Moses. But Moses still said to God that he did not think the people would believe him. So God said, "What is that in your hand?"
Oh, me?
Moses said, "A staff." God told Moses to throw it on the ground.
Wow, okay.
Then God told Moses to catch it. God showed Moses another sign
Huh? Phew.
and told him to show these signs to the people if they did not believe what he said. Moses still didn't think he would have the right words to say, but God said that he himself was the one who made a man's mouth and gave him the ability to speak, so there was no need to worry. Yet even after all this, Moses said, "God, please send someone else." Then God got mad at Moses,
Oops.
and said that he would send Moses' brother Aaron to speak for Moses. So Moses went back to his father-in-law and told him that he needed to go back to Egypt. Moses and his family started their journey back to Egypt, and Moses carried the staff of God in his hand, for this staff would be the tool God would use to demonstrate his awesome power to the Israelites and to the Egyptians.
Surprise! What did God use to get a message to Moses? A bush that was on fire. God knew Moses couldn't miss that. And what was it that God told Moses through the burning bush? Did God tell Moses to become a firefighter? No. Did God tell Moses to get a pet snake? No. Did God tell Moses to rescue God's special people? Yes. God chose Moses to save the Israelites. Moses didn't think he could do what God asked, that he wouldn't know what to say. Even though Moses was scared and nervous about what God asked him to do, Moses obeyed God. He packed up his family and started a long journey, and amazing things happened. But we're saving that part of the story for next week. You can obey God even when it feels like it's just too hard to do. Maybe that means telling your parents the truth when you know you might get in trouble. Or maybe it means sticking up for a friend that's always getting picked on. God promises He will always love you and be with you, so you can trust Him when something feels like it's too hard to do. Moses trusted God no matter what, and we can trust God no matter what too. Let's take time right now to pray together. Close your eyes, be still, and let's talk to God. Dear God, we love you, we thank you, and we trust you. We want to know you more. And everybody said, Amen. I want to trust God as much as Moses did. How about you? We'll learn more about trusting our amazing God next week. See you soon.
Stand up. It's time to move and sing to God.
Everywhere that I go, you're there with me. Even in the night when I cannot see, I know you're by my side and I will be just fine. Oh God, you're always good to me. I wanna say thank you. I will live my life to praise you, and lift you high. Every night and day, I'll follow in your ways. I wanna say thank you. I wanna say thank you, God. Every breath that I take, you give to me. Every brand new day is a blessing. I know you're by my side and I will be just fine. Oh God, you're always good to me. I wanna say thank you. I will live my life to praise you, and lift you high. Every night and day, I'll follow in your ways. I wanna say thank you. I wanna say thank you, God. I wanna say thank you for mercy and kindness, for grace that is endless, love and forgiveness. I wanna say thank you.